Hey guys, we wanted to do a video of our hard work we put in the bathroom. If you're new and you haven't watched us before, I'm Debbie.
And I'm Ed.
And we do DIYs and we're hoping to do a few more camping videos, hoping to get on the road pretty soon. But anyway, we did a renovation on our bathroom and we just wanted to see if we can maybe give you some inspiration and motivation to do yours, because we are old.
And I'm glad it's done.
We're very glad it's done. But anyway, I'll put in some before and then videos of the process, and then at the end I'll give a tour of our bathroom. This used to be one long mirror. And we did start doing some stuff when we moved in. We put this shelf Ed made in the center, and we framed this to kind of split the mirror up, divide it up. But it's time to take out this old tile. You can see the grout. I can't get it clean. It's that peachy kind of color, which I'm not real fond of. And then the floor is kind of the same. So we're gonna do a total renovation. Hopefully we can get this done. My husband also bought a big chandelier off of Craigslist, and he split it, and he made these two chandeliers. It used to have a fluorescent light under here, and he redid all of that and framed it out. So we'll see how this goes. Gonna go out and cut us some plywood for some shiplap, because it's a much less costly way to do it.
Okay, what I've done here is I've stacked two together. I was gonna stack three, but that one was bad. Gotta take it back. And I'm gonna do 5 7/8, and that'll give me a full, use this full sheet. That'll give me 8 pieces, I think. Anyway, what I did here was I went my 5 7/8, an inch and a half back from the line, because that's how far my saw is, and made a ramp here because I'm not real good at straight lines. So this will keep my saw on my ramp. If I keep my saw against my ramp, I should get a straight line all the way across.
Okay, we're in the bathroom. Like I said, we're going to be shiplapping this wall and around the toilet area, and so we're taking off the tile backsplash right here. And I have never seen tile put on with like cement, Ed?
Looks like cement.
Okay. I don't know if this shows, but it is so thick.
It's an inch thick.
Yeah. And then wire. So it looks like
it will never break.
It will never break. I will have to say, none of the pieces have ever fell off, but it's like, this is what it looked like. Can you move my glass, Ed? But this is what it looked like over here. those side pieces are bigger than the top that they used here on the countertop. And there was 3 of them. And it took a while. And we realized that it was on there with cement. And then this, I don't know, wire.
Cut your hand.
And this right here was used for 3 pieces.
Quarter of a bucket.
Just never know. We had a lot of trouble when we redid the flooring in the front part of the house and down the hall. It was really difficult to get off, so I'm assuming the same people did this tile. I just thought I'd show you that.
Okay, I have my nickels in here for spacers. That's what everybody seems to be using. Seem to be working out real nice. I have my 2x4s marked here and down here. So that's what I'm running. I'm using an 1.5 inch pin nail right into the 2x4. Just like that. And right here. Sometimes they don't want to come out. When we get down here, we're going to end up with a, we got 6 inches here, 6 here, and as you can see, we're going to end up with about 1 inch.
You're going to have to.
We're going to have to trim out of one to go around this because I want to go all the way across.
That's
from side to side.
Like you did up there.
Like I did this trim out for this soffit. I got to trim out for this also.
That's the fun part.
That's the fun part.
And then
Putting a little puzzle together.
And then on the window, if you can see, I don't know because it's open and so the lighting's bad in here.
When we go around the window, we're going to go with the
corner.
A small corner.
Yeah. And that'll finish that off real nice, and then we will use caulking for, you know, very edges in the corners and the ceiling. Coming along so far with our faux shiplap. So what he did here is I just used caulking in the corners and up under and along this, but on the corners we just used, I don't know, what is this called, a 90? I could be really wrong, but we put those on either side of this, as you can see. And then he also put one up there. He's getting ready to paint that up there. And we also did that around the window. That's how it is so far. Have a lot to do. We have to see if we can, some places are opening up now, and I think we're going to go ahead and try to find, this is a mess, a countertop. This was put in with like 1 inch thick of cement with wire and put on. It was really hard to get off. But that's what we're doing now, and we are using this paint we got from Home Depot. I'm not crazy about it. I probably wouldn't use it again. I would just stick with Behr or Glidden or more of a name brand, because this one was only $16 for the gallon, and my husband thought he was getting a bargain, but it'll work. But like I said, I probably wouldn't use it again. And we are using an eggshell finish on this. Alright, that's what we've done so far. prevent a lot of dust when taking off the old grout. Just spray it down. Helps a lot.
Yes. Plus it loosens the grout a little, I think.
Yeah. We are ready to start laying the tile. That was quite a chore. Busting that out was not easy. I don't know what tile man laid the tile in this house, but he did it where he wanted it to stay forever. But anyway, Ed ran to the store to see if he could get some grout, a couple things, and then we'll be started. Next thing will be this old countertop. Still have to find what we're going to use. We're not sure yet.
Okay, Debbie's gonna start laying tile. We're gonna start back here in the back around the toilet, and she's got it laid out, stacked in line to where she's gonna lay it. She's made her little marks on the wall so she can get her first line straight, and then after that it's pretty well dependent on your spacers. So this is what, there's her mud, she's ready to go. And here's what, it's not a small bathroom, but it's not real big either, but it's, and we cut everything because of the pattern, because we wanted to start at the door and make our pattern in the widest spot. We tried to get 3 across, and
that way.
so we couldn't start laying at the door and going in, so we had to cut everything. So we're going to start at the back and work our way out. Our Debbie is anyway.
That way we wouldn't be trapped.
Right.
All right, going in. All right. A lot of demolition on this countertop because they put it in with cement, which was how thick, Ed?
1.25
inches. 1.25 inches thick.
Plus they had wire on it.
Yeah, it was a mess. I have some pictures, but oh, what a job. So far we have the shiplap in, and we do have the floor in, and the baseboards. I know some may think we're going backwards with this, who knows. We had to put Got to put blocks under that mirror because apparently this mirror was resting on the tile.
The backsplash.
The backsplash, yeah. And this was where we had that cabinet.
Small cabinet?
Yeah. Cabinet shelving built in the middle to separate the two mirrors. Alright, back to work. Clean up. All right, well, apparently I didn't get any video of this part of it, but Ed raised that counter up 2 inches because we felt it was a little too short. And we did use a porcelain tile, and it's a subway tile with the marble look. You know, just putting a thin set down and then adding the grout, and he got the brand new sinks in and the new faucets. Okay, we went ahead and decided to take that large mirror down instead of building another shelf between it to make it look like 2 separate mirrors. So we decided to shiplap this wall also. We're going to just get a couple probably oval mirrors, and Ed is up there putting a coat of paint up there.
Covering the nasty.
Yeah. He got the sinks in and the new faucets and the tile. We went with them like it's a porcelain, it looks like marble, and it's like subway tile. That's what you would call it.
That's what I would call it.
We thought about buying a slab and trying to do it ourselves because they do have some, there's a local store here that has some good prices, but it would be just too hard and basically too heavy to try to work with unless you had several people. And these used to, there it is where he made it. It's taller now. We brought it up a couple inches, so instead of 32 inches tall, it's 34. And that's why you see this right here. And because up in there, of course, is all of the stuff he added. And then this will all be painted. It used to be, I had an antique looking. It's coming along. That up, so now basically it's all shiplap.
We just lack the paint.
So I'm thinking about doing these cabinets a really light gray and maybe buy some new hardware. And here is, I don't know if you can see, it's dark, but this is the color everything used to be. We bought the house, it had this peach colored tile. I think what we're going to do with it, because it goes all the way across the top of this inside here, is we're going to try to paint that with that tile paint. We've been watching some YouTube videos. We'll see how that goes. But it's coming along. Also, what we're going to be doing is move the chandeliers over to center the sinks. That one he's got down already.
When we had the one mirror up, we had a little piece in here, shelves, so it made it like 2 mirrors, and I had them framed. So we put the chandeliers in the middle of the mirror,
which offset from the sink.
Move them over and put them right over the sink, and then we'll put a mirror behind it.
Yeah.
It'll look a lot nicer.
So that's why all of that up there is going on. He has one down but decided we need to get this painting done.
The cleat goes on the wall.
Okay, so that's like a cleat on the back of the mirror. This is how this one
Just measure
hangs.
from the top of the mirror to the end of the cleat. And that's how you get your height.
These are really thin mirrors, so be careful. These came from Home Depot. And I think it should be pretty flush against the wall, shouldn't it? Yeah. Well, there's one. Gonna have a lot more wall now, huh? Are we adjusting? All right, one down, and then we're gonna put one over here.
Looks crooked to me.
I kind of wanted to get one with a black frame, but darn, they're so expensive. All right, let's get the other one. Well, here's what Ed came up with when we discovered that those ceiling medallions were pretty pricey at Home Depot. He just took a piece of scrap wood he found out in the back yard and cut it out and made them himself and pulled the wires through, and it covered the hole that was left in the ceiling. Ed did this one up here because I didn't want to do it up on a ladder. But so just wipe that down, wipe this all down. Now that it's been sanded, and I'm good to go to start painting. Ed has the drawers and the cabinet doors outside that he is sanding. So I think he's going to spray those, and I'm going to be probably using a roller and brush on these. I also wanted to mention that I'm using this Stridex spackling. I really like it. It goes on pink, and then when it's white, it means it's ready to go, because where Ed put this frame in here on top of the existing, because we wanted our cabinet taller, I wanted to make sure where it meant it doesn't show that there'd be no line. So I went ahead and put some of that and pushed it in. Really might have been okay without it, but there was a couple places I wasn't sure of, so I went all the way across that. So I'm just going to lightly sand it here in a few minutes before I paint. Alright, I just wanted to mention that. Another tip on this stuff is it seemed to used to dry out even with this lid on, so when we keep it in a freezer bag when we're done using it, we just put the lid back on and put it in there, and it seems to keep a lot longer. Alright, I just thought I'd share that tip with you. Almost done. Right, Ed?
Yes, fine. I'm ready to be done.
Putting the cabinet doors on. We put 2 coats of what did we get? Did we get Bear or Glidden? I think we got Bear. Let's take a picture. This is
Really nice paint.
yeah, and we did go ahead and put a coat of water-based polyurethane and a semi-gloss on it, because I didn't want it scuffed up or anything. My grandson does live with us, so we're hoping that helped. And all we did here is Ed painted the hardware in an oil rub bronze. Got the mirrors up in it. So kind of with the fixtures, I'm hoping it will help bring it all out. There it is.
I had some leftover facial boards that were all sealed and all primered. And so I got my planer out and ran them through my planer to get all of the primer off.
So we could use them for
And
shelves.
that's what we're going to use for our shelves in our bathroom. I had some left over from the house.
So some freebies, right?
Yes.
$0. So this is what I wanted, the natural looking shelves in the bathroom. So I'm using, it's right here, and this is a natural stain, but I did add just a little bit of Jacobin stain in it to give it a little bit, you can see, just a little bit of a, here, tint. Otherwise it's really clear, but I just added a little bit. I'm thinking it just seems to, what would the word be?
Enhance the grain.
But yeah, so we're into doing some of that. We still got a lot done in there. Still have the inside the tub shower area. We'll be on to that. Thought we would just show you how you can, if you have scraps laying around your house.
Well, I went to the store to try to find some 2x8s, and they were all so wet and heavy, and you know when they dry they'll twist.
Yeah.
So these are kiln dried after they're cut.
Okay, we had a change of plans. We were going to just paint this tile, which the coloring is awful right now in here, but it's a peachy color. And my husband's in the process, Ed's in the process of, he took the shower doors off and he took the door off so it'd be out of the way. We're going to go ahead and demo it and just retile it. We were going to paint this tile, but everything I'm reading is saying it comes out real nice, but it's not a permanent thing. It'll have to probably be redone within 2 to 5 years, and we don't want to do that. So that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a hard job because that cement behind there is thick, and I don't think Ed's looking forward to it.
No, but I'm not looking forward to redoing it in 5 years. 2
Nope.
to 5 years.
Yeah, so we'll see how this goes.
Okay, this is what we're using. It's called Redguard membrane waterproofing for the shower. Over here is the shower that Debbie is
Putting up
rolling the membrane on.
leftovers.
And the reason why it looks so rough up is because
Go ahead and tell him.
some genius put 4-inch pig wire fencing on the wall, and then they shot 1.25 inches of gunite over it and smoothed it out
2 layers.
and laid the tile on it.
The 2 layers.
And it had 2 layers of the pig fence. Why, I don't know.
You couldn't find it.
And I put a, what are these called in the wall, babe? A hitch?
A niche.
Huh?
A niche. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Anyway, to put your shampoo bottles in. I was gonna put it in the middle of the wall, but there's a doorway on the outside over here. There's a doorway here, and it goes halfway into the wall, so it wouldn't be deep enough. So I just went from the corner out to the doorway.
Yeah, and
It
then
gives us about a 14 by 16.
and
And then
you were
here
gonna-
I was going to put one, I don't know if you can see the pencil mark.
Yeah.
But I was going to put one down here so when you're taking a bath, it'll be a foot off the tub, 12 inches off the tub. But on the other side of this wall, there's a shower in the master bedroom.
So it wasn't deep enough.
And they put the shower halfway into this wall. Instead of 2x4s, they used 2x2s. So it would have only made that little cubby 2 inches deep. So you know you wouldn't have been putting any kind of shampoo bottles in there.
Okay, this Redguard, it looks like pudding. I don't know if you can see how thick it is, but from all the videos we watched, they say this stuff is really good and it's easy to find. We got it at Home Depot. It is a little, I think it was $50
Yes.
for a gallon, but really that's all you need. I'm just using the leftovers. It's getting close to being done as far as getting the tile on there.
This is my favorite part.
Right.
Overhead.
Uh-huh. This is what it's looking like. The mosaic tile stripe that goes across right there, it ends there because we're putting shower doors up, and I thought it would look funny if it came past the shower door on the outside, so we opt to stop the stripe right there and just put the marble looking
It'll look
tile.
finished.
Yeah. That's why that's like that. Another tip is to make sure you have everything all planned out, because we find ourselves spending more money because a lot of the times we just jump into projects, and on this one it bit our butt. Right, Ed? The tile ended up costing more than we planned as far as the big tiles because Lowe's failed to come through. These are a nicer grade tile we got from Home Depot, but it ended up being $3.99 a square foot versus $1.89 a square foot. But we ended up just buying them because we wanted to get done. This is why I'm saying plan ahead. So the tile alone, I guess the marble looking tile, and for just inside here, what was it at, a little bit over 300?
330.
That was for the doors.
330.
Yeah. The good news is the mosaic tiles, they were on clearance, and it was actually the ones that matched the best. And the good news was they were supposed to be, I think, $7.69 or $7.79 each per square foot, and they had enough of them for us to finish. But when we checked out, they rang up at 7 cents for all of them, and the cashier called the manager, and he said just to let him have them because they were trying to clear them out of the system. So that was $60 worth free, so there was a little bit. And then we decided to go ahead and get a new shower door, which we've been wanting because we've taken it off a couple times and painted it.
So the bottom rail pins.
Yeah, the bottom rail, that's the glue that's still stuck on there. It got kind of bent up and we thought, what the heck? And then those doors, because I wanted semi-frameless, ended up costing $333. So this shower, which originally was going to be just to paint the tiles, has ended up being probably with the, what do you call that, membrane stuff, and the, what do you call that, mud, thin set.
And the plaster to go over it.
And the plaster.
Holes in it.
Yeah. This shower probably ended up costing us around $700, $750, and we did buy, which was a waste of money. He ended up not even using these, which is supposed to stay in there. And then you buy these wedges. But he ended up opting out of not using them. He said they were more of a pain. Well, that alone right there was 20 bucks. So we ended up just using this $5 bag of these, and they worked really well. But that's where we're at. We will be putting the corner frame back on here. It'll be wood and we will seal it. So that's where it's going. He has to do the niche, nook, whatever you want to call this inset. It'll have this mosaic tile in there, and then he'll frame that out. And then he'll have to grout it. That's where it's at. So the grouting has begun. And he said it wasn't fun.
Not my favorite stuff. It's so humid and hot today, it's really setting up fast.
Yeah.
And my next batch I'll mix a little thinner.
Oh my goodness. Well, it'll look really nice.
Okay, we found this 511 spray grout sealer. We're going to try it. We've always got the one with the little brush in the top where you can brush it right on the grout. But this doesn't seem to say anything about it. Just excessively on the tile to wipe off, but you can get it on the tile. It's clear. So we're going to try this.
Sorry about how dark it is. I think I'm getting in the window. Wow, those mosaic tiles, you're just going to have to kind of spray it, huh? Then wipe it off. Woo, you probably should have a mask on. Got the trim back up there. We have to paint and seal it. And we taped off our tub. Didn't want any seal going down in there.
What I'm going to do here is put the enclosure in for the shower. And the first thing you do is you put your sides in approximately where you want them, and you tape them. Then you put your bottom in between, then you measure in between and cut your bottom. Then you put your bottom and get it exactly where you want it. Put your level on your ends, sides right here, and get them level. And you'll have to
make your pencil super skinny.
Trim your pencil because
that's a tiny hole.
This goes inside.
Yeah.
There's a space in here, so I trimmed my pencil like this.
Yeah.
So I could go through and mark on my tile.
Yeah. That's where you're at now.
That's where I'm at now.
Gonna screw those on.
Gonna drill my holes, hope my tile don't break.
Oh Lord. See, this is why he brought the mosaic tile and stopped right there, because that
This side
goes right there.
goes right to there.
And I thought it would look nicer if it just ended there.
Right
and
there,
then,
and then it gives you tile out here and your mosaic inside.
yeah, I didn't want it coming all the way through.
And we moved the
Where'd-
bottom back a little bit so it give us more room.
Put all your,
The old one that was on there was all the way up to the edge,
yeah.
this edge, and it gave you no room, so we went to this edge so we would have more space there.
Okay, and here's the finished bathroom. I don't know, do we have anything left to finish in here, Ed? I have a few. These are some of the things that I already shopped my house. Made the little, what are those called? Corbel, found at Goodwill. A little bit in it. Here's how it came out. There's all of the shiplap work Ed did, and I am loving it. And thank goodness we did this. This is actually, we started a couple months ago, and before the big lumber shortage. Because now that he made, you know, as you'll see, you've seen out of plywood, and we got it for like $16, right? I think so. A board, a plywood at 4x8, and they're almost like $30 now.
For quarter inch.
For quarter inch. But here's all of the ship work. One in here, trying to go slow. The lighting's not the best in here. There's the little ladder. We put the new sinks, new faucets, the tile. I really like it.
We did raise this 2 inches.
Yeah, they talk about it in
was
the,
shorter.
yeah, which is
Too
a better
short.
height.
Yes.
But there it is, in all its glory. This bathroom, it was quite a chore for us old folk. But here's a couple of things. A lot of this stuff, as you've seen, was all DIY. Some of this stuff, like this, I already had. I am going to try to find something to put my toilet paper in right there. And here's the shower. That was probably Ed's biggest nightmare, as you've seen in the video. Oh my gosh. Was not expecting. We did expect some surprises behind that old tile because of what we came across on the countertop. Plus,
And the floor.
we had put laminate flooring throughout our house, and that stuff did not come out like the videos you see on YouTube. There's the little niche, whatever it's called there. That had to go
Shampoo
there.
bottle holder.
We kind of wanted to put it in the center here, but when we discovered what was in there. That was absolutely not going to happen, right, Ed?
Right.
The new shower doors. This is what drove the price up. At this point, we were just wanting to be done. I'm thinking if you would give yourself time and maybe pick up some of these things as well. We did have the faucets and the sinks stored. As we were getting ready to do this, I had bought them, I think, a month or two before, so I don't even know. I got them off Amazon. I don't remember. This is how that came out. It is gray, but on different times of the day, it does pull a blue, which I really kind of didn't want it to, but I'm okay with it now. And these are the same chandeliers. Ed, you want to tell him how you, I don't know if I covered that in the video, but the little medallions, because he had to move these chandeliers over.
I had to move the chandeliers over to center them on the sink, and my wires came down here at the end, and I pulled the wires down. I didn't want to take the ceiling out, and there's a cross piece board in there. So I pulled the wires down, I cut a trough in the back of the wooden medallion and laid the wires down and came out here and just put the medallion up to cover my hole there.
Yeah, so that way.
It's just a piece of 1-inch
Yeah,
pine
that we
I
had
just
laying out
routed
there.
the outside. Just ran my router.
We were going to buy them at some from Home Depot, but they're like $26 each with no.
And these were free.
These were free. He made the shelves. He even made the brackets that he had. We already had this metal
It was just
out
flat
there.
bar. I just bent it.
Yeah. We bought, I think, one one board, and we made those two little shelves, and then
Made a little ladder.
this little thing, we used the same board, made this little faux plant
And
holder.
these are leftover fascia boards.
So these
that I
were
ran
basically,
through my planer.
so these were free. We used what we had at home, and there's some more of those brackets that he made. This was just cricket, inspired. The floor, that was pretty inexpensive. We will say, and I can't think of the name of it, and
It's called Fusion Pro. The Grout. Do not buy it. It is not good.
First of all, we thought it would be good to use because it says that it will not stain, and that's why I was all for it. It was $50 for one bucket of it, and maybe
It was very hard to get off the tile without scraping
yes,
it
and
out
this
of the
tile
grout lines.
is pretty matte, and that probably made it even harder to pull off without digging into the grout. It was a chore because it also dries really quick, so your working time is
Like
not very.
4 tiles is all you can do at a time.
Yeah, he said he would never use it again. He did use it on here.
This is supposed to be bright white,
Yeah, I don't.
and it's a bone color.
And
they tell
that
you,
was another reason I bought
Yeah.
it. It said bright white,
they
but
tell
it's
you
okay.
it's an exact color match, and it isn't.
Yeah, and this in here that we used.
It's
I'm
regular
sorry.
grout. Much
Here.
easier to use.
Yeah, this he did use regular
You
grout.
just put a
And I don't know
sealer
if you
on
can
it.
see, but it is a lot whiter. And it was just, he said, he said,
Much easier.
just way easier, and it could be, it could be
I
an
could do
age
one
thing.
whole wall at a time before I had to wipe it.
Yeah, that was, so if we had to do it over with again, we probably would have not used that grout. That grout was also expensive compared to, you pay about, what, $12 for a bag?
For a bag.
That would have done everything.
$50 for a
Yeah.
bucket.
So that is one thing we probably wouldn't do again. I think later I will probably get some framed mirrors, but these were cost effective when we were trying to do this on a budget. I think when everything was all said and done, with everything we bought, the toilet, we replaced the toilet I think about 2 years ago, so we didn't have to replace the toilet. But with all of the supplies that we bought, the sinks and faucets and the shower doors and the tile and everything, I thought we could do this. Here you go, because I thought we could do this for around $500, and I think we ended up spending around $1,100. And I know for one, the shower doors were quite pricey. I went with semi-frameless shower doors, and I'm thinking like, we bought these all separate, like the handles was $69. The frame, I don't remember what it all was. And then the doors, right? That's how it came. You bought the doors?
It came to about $300.
Oh no, I think there's the glass doors, and the frame was around $330, and then another $70 for those handles, which I wasn't real excited about. But what do? You know, you gotta, these had a little hole. But that's our finished project. I hope if you've seen anything as we were putting this together, it helps you out. So that would be that. I guess that's the end of this tour. So we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye bye.